everybody, it's Craftin Just Because with Cowan, and today we're going to be making a fun gift bag using our stitched leaves dies. And we're not even actually doing any stamping, but it comes with all of these dies. These are layered inside of each other so you can get the stitching in the leaf if you'd like. But I wanted to make this with you. I did give away my samples, so I apologize for that in advance. But we're going to bring in our paper trimmer. And then we need a piece of Designer Series paper, which I'm using the Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper. And we want it cut at 9.5. So let me make sure I have this right. 9.5 by 5 3/4. Yep. Okay. So on the 5 3/4 inch side, we want to score it at 1.5. So we're going to score it at 1.5. And then on the 9.5 inch side, we want to score it at 1/2 inch. That's going to make our little tab. At 3.5 inches. At 5 inches. And at 8 inches. Okay, then we can put our paper trimmer away. Next, we're going to come in with our bone folder and we're going to burnish all those score lines. And you got to remember, you got to be a little bit careful because this isn't cardstock. This is Designer Series paper. So it is a little thinner than your normal cardstock. I love the foiling on this paper. It is absolutely amazing. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to make a die cut here in the center of our bag. So we want to put a die cut right here in the center of this panel. So the second panel from the right. So let's bring in our die cut machine. Love our new Stampin' Cut Emboss. It makes it really simple to learn how to use this because everything has a number. So you want your 1 down, your 2 down when you're doing your thinlits, and then your cutting mat. So we're going to go ahead and put down our piece of paper, and we're going to bring in our dies. Whoops. And the die I wanted fell out, so that's perfect. So I'm just placing my die onto my paper. And if you wanted, you could use washi tape or Post-it note tape to keep that in place. But it's where I want it. And I'm just going to run that through with my other cutting pad on top. One cut through is perfect. And then it folds up nice and compact. That's what I love about it. I can keep it right on my desk. Okay. So now we have our cutout. And I'm going to save the leaf that we just cut out because I'm going to use that on a tag up above here. And as you can see, it's got the stitching on that as well. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to flip our paper over to the side that we don't necessarily want showing. And then we are going to bring in a window sheet. And we're going to glue our window sheet right down onto the back side of that Designer Series paper. Making sure to stay in, within those score lines. So what I did is I just kind of went around the leaf, and then I'm also just going to go around the border of my window sheet just to make sure it's nice and glued down. And this window sheet is 3.5 by 3.5, I believe. just gonna let that dry for just a second. Okay, now we want to do a little cutting on this. So on that 1/2 inch side, we're going to cut off the bottom rectangle. And then I tabbed it because that's what's going to put our bag together. And I tabbed the top. And then on the other 2 score lines, I want to cut up the score line to the first score line. And then do it also on the end one. Okay. You following me so far? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fold over our tab. We're going to put some adhesive on it. Use whatever adhesive you like, Stampin' Plus, Tear and Tape, this multi-purpose liquid glue. But you want a strong adhesive because, you know, you're going to be using this as a little gift bag. And then I like to go both ways on mine just to make sure that I get a nice crisp edge. And then I want my front facing me. So I'm going to put my front flap down, okay? I'm going to put my back one down first. Then I'm going to put glue here on these little tabs. And then on the front flap. And the reason I want the front flap last is it gives it a seamless look from the very front. I'll show you that here in just a minute. Make sure you get it nice and squared off. I'm going to put it upside down. I'm going to run my bone folder along the inside there. Okay. So see how there's no, like, you don't see the edges like you would right here. It's nice and perfect on the front. Now what you want to do is you want to bring in your ruler and you want to mark 2 holes in the front of the bag. One at 1 inch and one at 2 inch. So I'm just going to make a small X right on the bag with a pencil. I'm going to bring in my hole puncher. I'm going to punch a hole and I'm going to punch a hole just like that. Then I also have my leaf here, and then I die cut a smaller leaf earlier when I prepped this project. I'm going to go ahead and add that small leaf to the big leaf. Just like that. And then I'm going to punch a hole in the top of that leaf just while I have the hole punch out here. Oops. Well, I'll be dang. There we go. Now I'm going to bring in our back-stitched ivory ribbon. And I'm going to work from the front to the back and then from the back to the front, putting the ribbon in, leaving enough so that I have, so I can make a bow. My fingers are not cooperating today. Got to use these scissors, I guess. So and then now I'm going to go from the back to the front. Just like that. That looks good. I'm going to add my leaf through my little hole. And then I'm just going to go ahead and tie it in a bow So you'd want to fill your gift bag first with candies or a gift card, or cute little maybe fall socks would be fun. And then I'm just going to trim off my ribbon. Oh man, and I undid my bow. Silly, silly me. Okay, there we go. And that's our project for today, you guys. I've so loved playing with this stitched leaves dies. I hope you enjoyed the project. If you liked what you saw, please hit the subscribe button. And then if you also click the little bell button right next to it, it'll notify you of any future videos that I have. Until next time, you guys, I'll see you later. Happy crafting. Bye-bye.